Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Just realized that I did not film an intro for this one, so here you go. Today is going to be the 5 or 10 minute makeup look for moms or just people who are in a hurry. So if you want to see how I got this look on my face, just keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe and always be you. Okay, so I typically moisturize in the morning. But for 5-minute makeup or 10-minute makeup, however long you may have, you can adjust it to your own personal preference. I personally would apply some primer so that you know it's not going to go anywhere that day. And you won't have to reapply. Because if you're anything like me, you're either not going to think about it or you're not going to have the time. Which is typically my case. I usually don't have the time or think about it. Once I have some primer on there, I'm going to take a thin layer of foundation, thin meaning however much you personally would normally use, and I'm just going to buff that in using a brush. This is not a full coverage foundation to me. I don't think it's full coverage. It may be supposed to be full coverage, but I don't really apply enough for it to become full coverage. That may be what it is. Like I said, this is just a super quick fly by the seat of your pants kind of makeup. Who knows? And then a lot of times if I use a brush, I like to go over it with a beauty sponge of some kind just to make sure that it's blended in really good and there's no brush strokes. Some brushes you can buy won't give you the brush strokes. However, my brush was a bit dirty, so that increases the brush strokes. That's a big thing too, is making sure that your equipment is clean. We are using some heavy machinery on our faces. Now, on a 5-minute day, I would still probably apply a little bit of concealer just because sleep deprivation. You don't have to be a mom to know about sleep deprivation, but if you are a mom, I'm sure you know quite a bit about it. This is just going to wake you up a little bit, and I apply this with a sponge just for quick application. And then I'm going to set it in place as well with that same sponge and a little bit of powder, which is also going to help to brighten the area up as well. And you don't have to move this fast. Like, as far as my makeup goes, a lot of the time, like if it's foundation and stuff, I can do that on the go. A lot of the times, if my little boy needs his clothes on for the day, I can be doing my foundation and primer and stuff while I'm finding his clothes. It's no big deal whatsoever. And then I'll just come back and make sure everything's blended, you know. But for the most part, that's it. And I'm also just going to use that same powder to set my lids as well. I forgot about that part. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to be all creasy and oily looking. Mine just had some foundation on there, but still it can look pretty nasty. I definitely always do something to my brows. Just having some brows on my face makes a huge difference. And for brows, it's not anything super duper hard or anything. I'm just taking a little bit of Benefit Ka-Brow, I think. Benefit Ka-Brow, and running it through my brows. I'm not trying to do any Instagram brows or anything like that. Not that that's really my scene anyways. I don't really do that. I like a more natural looking brow, as natural as filling in your brows can be anyways. But I do pretty much always extend the tail of my brow, and then I always just like to brush through them and make sure the product is distributed evenly. You know the drill. Sometimes I have to go back through and clean up with some concealer. Sometimes I just don't even worry about it because we're in such a hurry, you know what I'm saying? But for eyeshadow, I am just going to take a little bit. I'm just going to take a little bit of Puree here, or any warm shadow. I'm just not taking a lot. I'm just going to run it into my crease. I'm not at all worried about having a heavy eye look. On days when I'm just needing to go, this is just it. Like, I'll just put a color in my crease. Sometimes I might, like today, I'm just going to take a little bit of a shimmery shade on my finger and put it onto my lid. And I'm just going to go around the edge of this with my finger, actually, just to make sure that it's blended out. Not looking all crazy. I'm not going to put liner or anything. I'm just going to put some mascara Now if you have a few minutes longer, a lot of time eyeliner can really help define your eyes, but if I'm in a super big hurry, I just use mascara. And you can see the mascara really opens your eyes back up. For the face, I'm just going to go ahead and warm it up with some bronzer. I'm not contouring or anything crazy like that. I'm just going to go through and warm it up. And then I'm also just going to use that same brush to highlight with, because I personally like highlight. If you don't like it, don't do it. And while I have that out, I'm going to take a little bit of the highlight shade and put it on the inner corner to again help waken up the eyes. For blush, I typically don't fool with blush, especially if I'm in a hurry, because blush is tricky for me. It's something I really have to take my time with. And then for lips, I would just go with a nude gloss probably, or a nude lip in general. And I'm throwing stuff everywhere. Ha! But this is pretty much it. That is the 5-minute makeup look. Yeah, baby.
You're gonna think that I'm covered in blood.
Why?
Because I have red stuff all over me.
All over you.
See?
Is it juice?
Yeah, I spilled it.
On the couch?
No, I was sitting on the one you just moved in.
The bench?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, this is pretty much the finished look. A lot of times I'll wait for my hair to dry a little bit more, and I will either tease it up some up there. Like I'll just take a little teasing comb and tease up the bun just a little bit so that it's not so stuck on my head, and then I'll come back through and spray it some more. But this is pretty much it. Like if you see me on the daily, this is pretty much what I look like. T-shirt, like completely rocking the t-shirt always. Very rarely do I dress up. I don't really go anywhere to dress up. I live in a little town and there's not really much to do here, so we're pretty much t-shirt and jeans, or t-shirt and shorts in my case. I'm a t-shirt basketball short kind of girl. But yeah, that is everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and always be you.